Welcome to my channel Echoes of Coin. Most people think this 1993 1 Rand coin is just loose change. But what if I told you that some of these coins are quietly becoming collector treasures, and you might already have one without even realizing it? The 1 Rand 1993 coin from South Africa carries more than just face value. It was minted during a time when the country was on the edge of a historic transformation. This was the final phase of an era before major political change reshaped the nation. That alone gives this coin a deeper story than most everyday currency. On one side, the coin features the elegant springbok antelope, a national symbol known for speed and grace. But here's where things get interesting. Not all 1993 coins are the same. Some were minted with subtle variations in detail, and collectors pay close attention to these small differences. Even slight changes in lettering, alignment, or finish can increase its value. Now you might be wondering, how much can it actually be worth? In average circulated condition, it's usually worth its face value or slightly more. But in uncirculated or proof condition, especially if kept in pristine shape, it can sell for significantly higher prices in collector markets. Rare error versions, though hard to find, can go for even more. What makes this coin truly fascinating is that it represents a moment frozen in time. Just 1 year later, South Africa entered a completely new chapter in its history. That means this coin is one of the last of its kind from that specific era. And here's the part most people ignore. Coins like this are still out there, sitting in drawers, old wallets, or coin jars, waiting to be noticed. People pass them around every day without a second thought. So next time you come across a 1993 1 Rand coin, don't just spend it. Take a closer look. Because sometimes, the smallest details can turn an ordinary coin into something unexpectedly valuable. And maybe, just maybe, you're holding a hidden piece of history. Before you scroll away, take a second. Because this 1993 1 Rand coin might be hiding a story that most people completely miss, and it could even be more valuable than you think. At first glance, it looks like just another coin. But the 1993 1 Rand from South Africa was created during one of the most important turning points in the country's history. This was right before the end of apartheid and the beginning of a new era. That means this coin is not just money. It's a silent witness to change. If you look closely at the design, you'll notice the iconic springbok on one side, a symbol deeply connected to the nation's identity. But here's something most people don't realize. There are collectors who study even the tiniest details on coins like this. Small variations in minting, like slight differences in the rim, lettering, or even shine, can turn an ordinary coin into a rare collectible. Now let's talk about value. Most circulated coins don't seem like much, but condition is everything. A well-preserved 1993 1 Rand coin, especially one that looks almost new, can attract serious attention from collectors. And if there happens to be a minting error, that's where things get really interesting. Those versions can sell for far more than expected. But the real mystery is this: how many of these valuable versions are still out there, unnoticed? People often ignore old coins, toss them in jars, or spend them without a second thought. Yet some of them could be worth much more than their face value. So the next time you find a 1993 1 Rand coin, don't rush to spend it. Take a closer look, check the details, and think about the history it carries. Because sometimes, a simple coin can hold a hidden story and a hidden value that most people never discover. Imagine holding a coin in your hand that looks completely ordinary, yet it comes from one of the most historic moments in South Africa. That's exactly what the 1993 1 Rand coin represents. And most people have no idea. This coin was minted at a time when the country was on the brink of massive change. Just a year later, history would shift forever with the leadership of Nelson Mandela and the beginning of a new democratic era. That means this coin is one of the last pieces of currency from the old system, making it far more meaningful than it appears. Now take a closer look at its design. The springbok antelope isn't just decoration. It's a national symbol of strength and identity. But here's where collectors get excited. Tiny differences in coins like these can make a huge impact. A slightly off-center strike, unusual texture, or rare mint variation can turn a simple coin into a sought-after collectible. Most people assume it's only worth 1 rand. But in the world of coin collecting, condition is everything. A coin that's been carefully preserved, with sharp details and minimal wear, can be worth many times more. And if you ever come across an error version, you could be looking at something truly rare. What's even more surprising is that coins like this are still in circulation or hidden away in old collections. People overlook them every day, not realizing the story and potential value they hold. So before you ignore that 1993 1 rand coin, pause for a moment. Examine it closely, because sometimes the smallest and most common-looking objects carry the biggest secrets, and you might be holding one right now without even knowing it. What if I told you that a simple 1993 1 rand coin could be more than just spare change? It could be a hidden piece of history that most people completely overlook. This coin comes from South Africa, and the year 1993 is not just any ordinary date. It was the final phase before a major transformation that changed the entire nation forever. Within a year, the country would step into a new democratic era, making this coin one of the last reminders of the old system. That alone makes it incredibly special for collectors and history lovers. At first glance, the design looks simple, the famous springbok antelope proudly displayed. But here's where things get interesting. Not every coin is exactly the same. During the minting process, tiny variations can occur. These could be slight differences in engraving, edge details, or even the way the coin was struck. And believe it or not, collectors are always searching for these small differences. Now let's talk about value. Most people think it's only worth 1 rand, but that's not always true. If your coin is in excellent condition, with minimal scratches and clear details, it can be worth much more in the collector's market. And if you ever come across a rare mint error, its value can increase significantly. But the real question is, how many people are unknowingly spending these coins every day? How many rare pieces are still hidden in drawers, wallets, or old jars? So next time you see a 1993 1 rand coin, don't ignore it. Take a closer look. Because sometimes, what seems ordinary on the surface can turn out to be something truly valuable. And you might already have one without realizing it.